Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we're checking out a quick or a super quick history of Norway. So, we've done some videos of Norway, but it's mostly about like tourist spots and how heavenly it looks like, but not necessarily a history. I don't think I know any historical facts. Maybe I do, but I forgot about Norway. So this will be a good time to know something. Well, before we start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's find out. This is giving me Pringles and Monopoly all together. And I'm super confused. And also like Prism, not Prison Break, Breaking Bad. Walter, is that his name? Yeah, it's like weird in a very cute, creepy way. Do you get me? Right? It's like, look at him. Just can't pinpoint what I'm looking at. But, anyways, let's begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to. This is Europe,
Okay.
and here's Norway. Now let's have a look, shall we? As the stiff,
Shall.
bitter grip of the last ice age
Oh, I
began to
told you.
slacken, human beings.
Heaven. You people are lying to me. Okay? The whole of Norway is lying to all of us in the rest of the world. Because it's heaven, they don't want to, like, they're gatekeeping it. They're like, oh no, our name is Norway. There is no way this is heaven. But don't believe them. It's just gatekeeping so that they enjoy the beauty and then we live in Hell. I got you. I caught you. I caught you. I'll go there and prove it myself. But I don't want to, like, already, okay? Maybe in the near future. Far future.
This is Europe, and here's Norway. Now let's have a look, shall we? As the stiff, bitter grip of the last ice age began to slacken, human beings stepped onto the Norwegian coast, and there eked out a frost-bitten living as
Oh.
hunter-gatherers. New settlers arrived centuries later and introduced farming, and the area
Oh,
progressed
wheat?
into a Bronze Age and then an Iron Age that in turn birthed a number of small kingdoms, which we don't know a whole lot
Oh,
about
look at
apart
that.
from the semi-mythical records of the Icelandic sagas. And during all this time, the people grew more and more acquainted with the sea, a relationship that characterized the next and most famous portion of Norway's history, the Viking Age. For some reason, in the 8th century, no one's exactly certain why, the inhabitants of the Norselands took to the seas and began attacking, plundering, and enslaving all over the place. Not only were these Vikings feared fighters, but they were also skilled navigators. The Norwegian Eric the Red sailed to Greenland in the late 900s and established settlements, and his son journeyed further to what's now Canada. These were the sort of ships they were building. This one here is an excellently preserved specimen unearthed in 1904. The quality of craftsmanship is strikingly obvious. Tradition holds that in the 9th century, Harold Fairhair became the first king of a united Norway. His son had the charmingly pleasant name of Eric Bloodaxe. Over time, Christianity began to permeate the region and spread at a quicker pace after the reign of Olaf II, who was later
Olaf.
canonized as a saint and
Olaf is real. Olaf is real. He's not a snowman. Or maybe he died and reincarnated into a snowman.
name of Eric Bloodaxe. Over time,
Bloodaxe.
Christianity began to permeate the region and spread at a quicker pace after the reign of Olaf II, who was later
that a common
canonized as a
Norwegian
saint
name?
and had this Gothic cathedral built over his burial
Oh,
site.
wow.
After a tumultuous civil war, the Kingdom of Norway achieved its pinnacle in the 1200s under Håkon IV. The country was decimated
Håkon?
by the Black Death in the mid-1300s, and under Margaret I in 1397, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden joined together as the Kalmar Union in response to the German economic powerhouse known as the Hanseatic League of Merchants, who already had a firm footing in Norway, dominating trade in the city of Bergen. The union lasted till 1523, when Sweden broke away, and thus it became known as Denmark-Norway. Not a very imaginative name, but whatever. Meanwhile, amidst the Reformation, Protestant Christianity succeeded in replacing the Catholic Church in the territory, after being championed by Christian III. Under Christian IV, Denmark-Norway warred with Sweden over geo-economics, and then entered the 30 Years' War over geopolitics. But Christian IV was unsuccessful in his ambitions after losing this battle against the Holy Roman Empire, and so he went back to bickering with Sweden, concerned at that country's increasing power. And what do you think happened next? I'll give you a clue. It starts with W. That's
World
right. Water
War.
skiing. Fun for everyone. No, of course not. Fun for no one except maybe Sweden, who won the war and gained more land. So horrible was this loss for Denmark. Yes, Norway was pretty much just a colony of Denmark at this point, that more
Mm.
non-water skiing attempts at getting the ground back were made, but none of them succeeded. Anyway, in the 19th century, no sooner was Norway freed from Danish rule than it was taken over by Sweden. Sorry, entered into a personal union with Sweden. Though their aspirations for independence were thwarted,
Is that sarcasm or is it real? Like, is he trying to be sarcastic or is he for real? Like this.
entered into a personal union with Sweden. Though
Personal.
their aspirations for independence were thwarted for the present, the Norwegian people did not lose hope, and nationalism blossomed through the rosy lenses of the
Look at
Romantic
that,
movement as
heaven.
the population surged and the economy thrived. The merchant fleet expanded, and industrialization thrust the nation into modernity. In 1905, Norway, at long last, separated from Sweden and became a sovereign country. They even got a new king, complete with a splendid mustache. Norwegian explorers became the first to reach the South Pole in 1911, and while Norway remained neutral in World War I, the Second World War saw the Germans invade in April 1940, and the Norwegians were like, "No way!" and the Germans were like, "Yes way!" and took control. After the war, Norway
Okay, I
made
shouldn't
rapid
laugh.
economic progress, and though it was a founding member of NATO, it chose not to join the EU. Norway today is one of the richest and freest countries in the world, and sits at the very top of the Human Development Index, with a very high quality of life, a very low crime rate, and a socio-economic setup that is the envy of the world. And just to show off some more, it's also really beautiful. And we can't forget about Norway's accomplishments, the greatness it has produced in the realms of art and music, in
Oh.
science, in literature, and in
Wait.
sport. Norway has produced in the realms of art.
Okay, who do I know? Do not judge. Okay. Okay. Is this? Yeah, I think it's. Okay.
Beautiful. And we can't forget about Norway's accomplishments, the greatness it has produced in the realms of art and music, in science,
Science. Okay. Um, I don't
in
know.
literature, and
You go so fast. Come
accomplishments, the
on.
greatness it has produced in the
Sorry.
realms of art and music, in science, in literature,
Literature. Oh my gosh. Why don't I know anyone? Or maybe I'm just like forgetful.
and in
But
sport.
he
Norway
sounds born. He sounds familiar.
has won more gold medals in the Winter
Okay, I don't want to go
Olympics than
back
any other
anymore.
country. Not bad for a nation that promotes
Damn.
penguins to high ranks in the military. So that's it for Norway, and that's all from me for now. Bye-bye!
I was so fast. I want a longer version now, and I want a longer version because I feel like it was just like a. It just passed by my eyes. It didn't even enter my ears or my head, for that matter. It just like ring by. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's just me thing, right? But this is what I think. I feel like Norway is underrated, but I think it's just a me thing. You guys let me know if it is or I'm just that's how I feel or think, right? Because it's just sitting in the background. You don't necessarily hear about Norway as much. You know a few people from there. It's a place. Who cares, right? It's just there. You know it exists, but they don't do too much drama. Nothing bad happens. You don't hear like crazy news from the media, right? So you know it exists, but it's not the headline. So that's why I feel it's underrated. Even if good things happen, it's still not coming from that side, right? It's like that rich kid that doesn't. I think I said this before. It's like the rich kid that doesn't boast that they're rich. It just comes to school with like a Gap T-shirt and uh like very expensive jeans, but it looks like it's $2, right? It's like that kind of rich. It's like not braggadocious rich. It's just there, it's chilling, it's doing, it's thriving. whilst the other people are trying to like take out loans to buy a Gucci bag, and this kid is just like, what the, you know? So that's how I feel. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that way. But anyways, beautiful peeps, this has been fascinating. I didn't know the situation about Denmark, Sweden, and then all that ping pong situation that was going on. But we know now. At least we know something about Norway. Well, thank you guys. And if you want me to know more, you can recommend me some videos in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.